Hi everyone, welcome back to Earl Grey Books. I'm Ali and today it is my first video for 2021 and I am doing an Agatha Christie wrap up. I hope you all had a happy and safe holiday season and new year, and I hope you're excited for new things. And yes, starting with Agatha Christie. I read 10 of her books in December, which was the plan. I wanted to get to this particular Christmas book. I've been reading them in order, which you don't have to do. These are all Poirot books, probably should have mentioned that. So, been reading those. Let's talk about them. I found some new favourites. I had some ones I didn't really like. And let's talk about them. So first up, I had two here that I had bought in, I think, March or April of 2020, and then the rest of them I got in November, which I will link that haul below. So these first two, probably could have read them earlier but didn't. So first up, it's 3-Act Tragedy. This is book 11 in the series. And I liked this one. Not one of my favorites, but it is a good one, and gave it 4 stars. I liked the twist. I didn't pick it, and yeah, it feels like it's been so long since I read this one. Like it feels like it's been months, and it hasn't. But I really like this. Yep. Next up, Death in the Clouds, which was another one of the ones I owned previously. I really liked this one. I gave this one 4.5. I wouldn't say, I have like a top 3 Christies, and then I kind of have like a top 10, and I'd say this is in like that top 10. The murder in this one takes place on a plane, and I really like closed circle mysteries in which the murderer has to be someone in this small group. So yes, really enjoyed this one. And as you can see, or as you're about to see, that is a trope that I like, that Christie does very well. So yeah, really enjoyed that one. Now we go into the ones that I got in November. So starting off with the ABC Murders, this was a reread for me. First time around I gave it 5 stars. This time I think it was more of a 4. I still consider this probably in that top 10, but I just didn't enjoy it as much this time around. And I think it's because I didn't remember who the actual murderer was, or the sort of the details of the case, if you will. I remembered like a general gist of it, and that was about it. But yeah, it's still a good one. It's just not quite as good as I remembered, or ones that I have now read since. So yeah. Okay, so these ones are all new ones from November. So next up is Murder in Mesopotamia. This one takes place on like a dig, and there's like it's told by a nurse that is involved in the case. Often my favorite ones are ones that kind of have a narrator. In particular, a lot of them are just sort of your usual sort of thing, but Hastings is usually my favorite. He's not in this one, but I really like it when it's like a person telling a story, because there are really funny remarks about Poirot in there that I really enjoy. This one was really good. I liked it. Gave it 4 stars. I really like these ones where Poirot is not in England. I really enjoy those ones too, but there's something more exciting and dramatic about these ones. So, yeah, liked it. Next up, Cards on the Table. I gave this one 3.5. I really liked it at the start, and then I got a little bit bored in the middle. This is also kind of like a closed circle one, I guess, in that there's a party of 8 people or so, I think, and the host gets killed, and it's like, well, it's got to be one of these group of people. This one did introduce 2 or 3 new characters that also have books. Now the question is, can I remember their names? There's Colonel Race, who I really liked already. I don't know how you say her name. Adrienne Oliver, who is a mystery writer, and I really liked that. And then there's also a Superintendent Battle, I think his name is. Yes, Superintendent Battle. I really liked all of those, particularly Colonel Race. But yes, really enjoyed them. I love Mrs. Oliver. I love that she's kind of almost like Christie, poking fun at herself and also at other mystery writers and that sort of thing. So enjoyed it, but kind of lacked a little bit in the middle. Next up, I accidentally read book 18, thinking it was book 16, but it's okay. So it was Murder in the Mews, which is a bunch of short stories. I really liked some of these. I really liked the first one, and then I think it was maybe the second or the third. I don't know. I really liked the first one and another one, but I gave it 3 stars all up. I usually struggle with short stories, even when they are Poirot, and so 3 stars. Not a bad one, but just I would have quite happily just read that first story, which is called Murder in the Mews, just as a slightly longer one and not had some of the others, but what can you do, right? Okay, so then I realised what I had done and I went back to book 16, which is Dumb Witness. Again, this one, 3 stars. It was okay. I kind of found this one like it took a while to get into it. This one does have Hastings, so that bumped it up a bit, and it wasn't bad. It was just a kind of boring story, and yeah, just wasn't super intrigued by it. Next up, my favourite of the list, which is now in my top 3, Christie's, is Death on the Nile. So I was pretty excited about this one going into this little project challenge, because obviously this is going to be the next movie that comes out. The trailer already looked amazing, super excited for it. Was like, there's got to be a reason that they've picked this one as the next movie, because Murder on the Orient Express is book 10 and this is book 17, so they must have had a reason to jump that far. And there definitely is. This is definitely one of the most cinematic of her books. It's just, there's this drama to it and this kind of glamour, and it's just a very kind of like Hollywood murder, and I don't think that's a bad thing at all. I give this one 4.5. Like I said, it's one of my favorites now. It's not over dramatic. It's done in a way that, I mean, it's Christie, so it's dramatic, but it's also kind of a bit like serious at times and that sort of thing. I can't really tell you too much about this one because it doesn't tell you like who gets murdered or anything like that. Highly recommend watching the movie trailer if you are kind of interested in the book, because I think it does make it look really great. And sometimes I do that where I watch trailers for book adaptations in case I need like a little bit of a push. But I love this one. It was fun, and this one has some characters pop up in it that I really enjoyed, and it's Poirot like almost at like his height of power. Would highly recommend making sure that you do read Murder on the Orient Express before this one, because it does spoil a little bit of it. And yeah, obviously if you don't want to be spoiled, do that first. Next up was Appointment with Death. This one is set in Petra. This is also a closed circle, forgot to mention, so is Death on the Nile, and I also really like this one. This is, I don't know, it has something about it. It's also a really good one, and I just really liked it. It's another one that's quite like dramatic. Again, it's set outside of England, so it's more exciting, I guess, than just like a small town village in England. And you know, they're all kind of similar characters and things like that. This one has Americans in it. It has English, French, obviously Belgian because Poirot, and it just gets to be a little bit more dramatic and that sort of thing. So I really, really like this one. And yes, I'm starting to think that top 10 needs a look over, because I don't know what's actually on there anymore. And then finally, of course, we got to Hercule Poirot's Christmas. So I read this one. I started this Christmas Eve, but it took me until Boxing Day to read because I didn't have the time. This one was alright. I give it 4 stars. I liked the twist. I didn't see the twist coming, but it was good. I liked the Christmassy feel and whatnot, and yeah, so it was good. Not one of my favorites, but still enjoyable. So there we are. Those are all the Christies I read in December. Like I said, did I say I filmed this twice, so I don't know if it was in this video or in the last one, but there is another Christmas book in the series. I think it's like maybe another 15 or so away, so I will be definitely trying to read that one next year this year for Christmas, and hopefully gonna be a little bit better about reading them in between the year and everything. But thank you all so much for watching, and I will see you guys on Friday. I will be popping up a reading vlog that I did over the last week of when I was rereading. So I will see you all then. Thanks for watching.